Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Liam, and with the release of Dota 2's patch 6.75, they've released a bunch of team creation stuff, which I found really cool. But there's no tutorials or anything online to create team banners and logos and stuff like that. So I thought I'd make one. So we'll get started. So where I am is I'm just on the Dota 2 blog, and I found the team banners section. We'll link it in the section below. But give this a read. It's got a good information, helps you out. But the main thing is you want to get the package that they've supplied. So click to download it. I've already got it, so I won't download it. But save it somewhere you know. And then we'll jump into Photoshop. Alright, and create a new file. And you want it to be 256 by 256 pixels with RGB color. Click OK. Alright, and so I'll zoom to fit the screen and open. So I'm going to navigate to wherever I saved my file that we just downloaded. So Valve supplied templates, team template sets. And here we go, we've got all sorts of things. You've got the banners, different colors, lots of base plates that you can use for the Dire and the Radiant, and then lots of borders and things like that, plus the alpha arrows, which we'll get into later. But first of all, we'll look at the base plates, which are the easier ones. So let's make, let's say, a grey one. In fact, let's make a green one. So green background. You can either edit straight onto this green background or on the untitled document that we just created. I'll do it on the untitled document. Unlock the layer by double clicking the background layer thing here. Select the arrow and click and drag it up to your untitled image. And it's so big because we're zoomed in, I can zoom out back to the actual pixels and we'll see it. But I'll delete this background layer over here, and now we can edit. So let's chuck some text down. Let's make it black writing and say something like test text. So I'll put it there, and then we can put some pictures, pretty pictures, things like that. You can do whatever you want, edit it however you want. But I'll just grab a few pictures of some heroes, which I've just found on the internet elsewhere. Let's get a picture of, let's get Meepo. I'm just going to click and drag him up to our untitled document, slap that bad boy in there. And again, this is really rough, but you get the idea. File, save as, and you want to save it somewhere relatively simple to navigate to. So I'll just go to my computer, my D drive, users, Liam, and then here I am. Now you want to save it as a PNG file, and I'll just call it Meepo. Alright, and that's all you have to do. That's simple enough. Cool. Now I'll just close all of these, and we'll create a new file again. Same settings, 256 pixels by 256 RGB color. Cool. Unlock the background. Now this will be our banners. So file, open, navigate to the Valve supplied templates that we downloaded before, and now you get to choose banners. So let's stick with the Radiant theme we were using before, and we'll use this one. And again, just click, drag up to our untitled document, snap it into place. Alright, and then file, open again, back to our supplied templates, and now we use a border. So you can use all the sorts of different borders. Now the middle three, the square ones, are probably the easiest to use because you don't need to worry about the alpha inverted arrows, but for the tutorial I'll show you how to. Let's choose this one, our border underscore inverted arrow underscore 02. So we'll double click that and drag it up to our untitled document and drop it in. Cool. Now you can see that there's these triangles here with some green background underneath, and we want to get rid of that, so we'll delete this background layer. Cool. Now you've got your layers, channels and paths. See where I'm clicking. Click channels, deselect them and create a new layer down this button down here. Click that and that'll create alpha 1. Alright, so now we go back to open our templates. Now keep in mind which one you use. So I use this one here, and you can see there's two sort of triangles at the bottom of the border here, and that corresponds with these alpha inverted arrows. So there's two black triangles. These ones over here have 3 triangles, and so does that one. So right now we only have the 2 triangles, so we want to use this. Select to open that, and then Control A or right click select all. I don't know. Control A, Control X to cut. So you can edit, select all, edit, cut, and come back across to our untitled document. Make sure we're in our alpha 1 layer, and Control V to paste. Okay, that's all we have to do. Simple as that. Then you can enable all those. So again, just to recap, we went File, Open, chose the correct one, selected all, cut, moved back across, and pasted back into our alpha 1 channel that we created before. We jump across to our layer, and you can see that the black arrows are sort of opaque down the bottom. That means that it's in there. And we want to deselect, because you can see all these marching ants around the side. Deselect. Alright, now up the top here, we've got File, Edit, Image, Layer, Select. Click Select, load selection. Make sure alpha 1 is selected, because that was the channel we made before. And click Invert. Make sure that invert box is checked. And make sure that layer 1 is also selected here, not layer 2 or not both of them. Make sure layer 1 is selected. Click OK, and that will select the 2 black squares that we don't want in our banner. Click the eraser and erase those there. Has that worked? There we go. Sorry, I didn't have my layer 1 selected, so bad boy. Click layer 1, make sure they're selected, and then erase them. Cool, there we go. Back across to the select tool, right click, deselect, and then we can start to play around. I'm going to fit the screen, and now the left hand side here is going to be the front of the banner, and the other side, the right hand side here, is going to be the back of the banner. And as far as I'm aware, we don't see the back of the banner when we play the game, so don't worry about editing the back of the banner at all. Just stick to the left hand side. Now I'll chuck some text in, so test text, muck around, do whatever you want. Make sure that it fits in this left hand side here, and then I can File, Open. Let's get another hero. Let's get Nature's Prophet. Holla holla get dollar. Move him across to Untitled and slap him in there. Yeah, shrink him down. All that sort of stuff. Do whatever you want. Cool. Move back out to actual pixels, and we can File, Save As. Same place we saved it before. So for me that was Computer, D drive, Users, Liam, and save it in there as a PNG file. I'm going to save that as Prophet. Save. Done. Cool. So then we move across to Dota 2, open that up, and we'll import it. Alright, now across to the team tab. This is my team, all my mates, edit logo. This is from a previous tutorial that failed. Browse, and this is why we saved it in a relatively simple location. D drive, users, Liam, and I've got the base logo, so that was my Meepo. Cool. And then same for the banner. Browse, D, users, Liam, Prophet. Alright, cool. Of course you could do your team logos, team sponsors, blah blah blah. Click OK. and this will take some time to work, so we just gotta sit and wait it out because it has to upload and do all its magic. Alright, I just click cancel, edit, there we go. Cool, so they're still in there. Click OK, and it's saved. Now to test if they work, create a lobby, jump on a team, I'll jump on the Radiant, and up the top here it says Radiant, and there's a drop down arrow, apply my team to this lobby, and I become TR, the Reckoning. So I want to start the game. And here we go. Play, and it should come up. There we go. So test text, Meepo, and because we chose a green background, that fits well with the Radiant, and all is well. And across here, again, green background with the Radiant looks nice, and there's Nature's Prophet in our test text. Cool. Hopefully that helped you guys, and have fun.